convictions, which is made out of 182 natural persons and 16 juristic persons that have now been found guilty. A total number of 222, that is 204 natural persons and 18 juristic persons that were convicted, including those that were convicted before this quarter, were sentenced during this quarter under review. Of the 204 sentenced natural persons, 153 are South Africans, while 51 are foreign nationals. Most of these convictions and sentences were secured in Gauteng province. Of these 222 sentenced convicts, the Serious Organized Crime Investigation secured 106, Serious Commercial Crime Investigation secured 86, and the Serious Corruption Investigation secured 30. Let me hasten to say that the Directorate has secured 32 life imprisonment sentences during this quarter. To ensure that crime does not pay, the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation PCSI has contributed towards the issuing of a combined 96 freezing and forfeiture orders amounting to 55,210,753 rands 43 cents. An amount of 2,022,773 has been deposited into the Criminal Assets Recovery Account, CARA. The Digital Forensic Investigation Section finalized the extraction and analysis of data evidence from 315 electronic devices during this period under review. The Priority Crime Management Center, PCMC, received a total number of 362 reports from communication service providers for analysis in support of investigations. As at the beginning of this quarter under review, the Directorate was handling 18,264 dockets with monetary value of 1,026,817,012,597 rands 38 cents. A total number of 5,616 dockets with the value of 111,332,466,767,000 involving 12,607 accused persons were pending before the various courts in the country. Of those under investigation, 1,984 were pending decision by the National Prosecuting Authority on whether to prosecute or otherwise. This performance makes the total recorded successes on arrest, conviction, and attachment of assets to 1,770. I shall highlight 30 cases which represent only 2% of these successes. Of these 30 cases, 16, 12, and 2 are for arrests, convictions, and recovery of assets, respectively. Starting with the serious organized crime, specifically starting at a police killing. An attack on a police official is an assault on society and indeed an attack on the state. We categorize the killing of police official as that national priority offense which requires the attention of the DPCI. During this period, 13 police officials were murdered, of which 8 were off duty while 5 were on duty. 30 arrests and 7 convictions with 22 life imprisonment sentences and 725 years imprisonment were secured. The other life sentence, which is not amongst the cited cases, was meted out by the Gauteng Division of the High Court to Gift Pasha, 34-year-old, on the 6th of December 2024 for the murder of Sergeant Muruani at Winnie Mandela Extension 6 in Tembisa on the 3rd of August 2023. While one of the members was killed on the 31st December 2024, 4 of the suspects were already arrested on the 6th of January 2025, which shall form part of the next quarterly briefing. Over and above these killings of SAPS members, 4 Metropolitan Police officials were killed and 1 arrest and 2 convictions were secured. I shall highlight 2 cases in this regard. Case number 1, police killers share 20 life plus 706 years imprisonment. That happened in the Eastern Cape. On the 21st of February 2018, the suspects attacked Ngobo police station and killed 5 police officers and robbed 12 state firearms and 2 state bulletproof vests. And intensive investigation revealed that the suspects who committed the said atrocity were at Mangoba 7 Angels Church at Nyanga location. On the 23rd of February 2018, the police approached the suspects. The suspect shot at the police and the police retaliated, which resulted in the death of 7 suspects. 5 suspects, Sipesihle Tatsi, Andani Monoko, Kwanele Ndwana, Siposomzi Tsefu, and Pumzile Tlatwa were arrested. On the 27th of July 2023, Tatsi pleaded guilty and was convicted on all charges by the Eastern Cape Local Division of the High Court, which was sitting in Mthatha. In October 2023, Tatsi was sentenced to 241 years imprisonment, of which he is to effectively serve 18 years imprisonment. A trial continued on the remaining 4 accused. On the 17th of May 2024, a remaining quartet of Monko, Ndwana, Tsefu, and Mtlatwa were found guilty on all charges. On the 16th of October 2024, a quartet was sentenced with Monko and Mtlatwa, each receiving 5 life imprisonment for 5 murders, 105 years imprisonment for 7 counts of robbery with aggravating circumstances, 20 years imprisonment for 2 counts of attempted murder, 10 years imprisonment for housebreaking with intent to commit crime, and 20 years imprisonment for 4 counts of possession of firearm and ammunition. As some of the sentences run concurrently, the convicts shall respectively serve 35 years imprisonment, which shall run concurrently with the life imprisonment sentence. Ndwana and Tsefu were each sentenced to undergo 5 life imprisonment for the 5 murders, 135 years imprisonment for 9 counts of robbery with aggravating circumstances, 20 years imprisonment for 2 counts of attempted murder, and 10 years imprisonment for housebreaking with intent to commit crime, and 20 years imprisonment for 4 counts of possession of firearm and ammunition. As some of the sentences run concurrently, the convicts shall serve effectively 40 years imprisonment on these counts. This 40-year imprisonment shall run concurrently with the life imprisonment sentence. In case number 2, a spouse to serve life imprisonment for killing husband. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 3rd of May 2023, Captain Zwelakhe Thomas Ntobela from Tekwini Metro Police was shot and killed outside his residence while closing his gate in Umlazi. May his soul rest in peace. A case of murder was reported at Umlazi Police Station, and the case docket was allocated to the Hawks members from Durban Serious Organized Crime Investigation for further investigation. During the intensive investigation, it was discovered that his private and service firearms were stolen by his wife, Faith Nonqebo Ntombela, before the shooting incident took place. In July 2023, the hitman Mzo Ntombela, 28 years, who was hired by the deceased wife, was arrested by the Hawks members working together with the National Intervention Unit at Musinga. The deceased firearms were recovered at Mzo's homestead in Maphumulo. His arrest led to the arrest of his accomplices, Faith Nonqebo Ntombela, Khulani Cele, and Stembiso Khumalo. He appeared several times at the KwaZulu-Natal local division of the High Court sitting in Durban, where he pleaded guilty and sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for the murder. On the 30th of August 2024, the court found Faith Ntombela guilty of murder, theft of the 2 firearms, and 5 rounds of ammunition that belongs to the deceased, as well as the semi-automatic pistol, together with the rounds. 2 counts of defeating the cause of justice. On the 29th of November 2024, she was sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of a police officer, 5 years imprisonment for each of the 2 counts of theft of firearm, 5 years imprisonment for each of the 2 counts of defeating the cause of justice. The sentences will run concurrently. The judge commended and appreciated the work of the investigator and encouraged the Hawks to continue with their hard work. Kele and Khumalo will continue with the trial from the 14th of April 2025 up until the 16th of May 2025. The next version of the case is cash-in-transit robberies. During this quarter, 42 incidents of cash-in-transit robberies were received by the Directorate. A total number of 9 suspects died in exchange of gunfire with the police. A total number of 119 arrests for CIT and related crime were effected. It is comforting that only 2 accused were granted bail. 6 convictions were secured on CIT and related cases. The convicts were sentenced to a combined sentence of 1 life imprisonment term and 147 years imprisonment. I shall cite only 2 cases in this regard. The first, which is case number 3, the quintet linked to cash-in-transit robbery. That happened in the Eastern Cape. On the 3rd of June 2024, Easy Catched armored vehicle was at convenience center at New Brighton when 2 vehicles with armed suspects opened fire at the security guard, where one of the guards sustained bullets wound. 2 firearms and undisclosed amount of cash were stolen. On the 19th of June 2024, Easy Cash AV was at Quest Service Station in a parking area at Salomuntu Street, KwaZakhele in Gqeberha, when a silver Isuzu double cab came and opened fire at this vehicle. 2 9mm pistols were robbed from the security guards. On the 9th of July 2024, Easy Cash AV was at Boysons Park in Chati in Gqeberha, when a grey Ford Ranger together with an Opel Mokka offloaded armed suspects that fired shots at the cash vehicle. The security guards fled the scene unharmed and nothing was stolen. On the 2nd of July 2024, Siposetu Faliso, Masanzindile Doza, Tozamile Malanti, Mukwanyandile Dijo, and Likanyo Kwaibana were arrested by the Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation in a joint effort with the Cambridge SAPS Task Team, East London SAPS Task Team members. During this apprehension, they were caught in possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition at Vincent, East London. The accused appeared before East London Magistrates Court on the 4th of July, where they were remanded in custody. An intensive investigation by the Hawks led to the quintet being linked and charged with all three incidents that occurred in Gqeberha. On the 26th of November 2024, the three charges relating to cash-in-transit robbery, attempted murder and robbery, attempted CIT robbery, and possession of unlicensed firearm and ammunition were added against the quintet. They appeared before the East London Magistrate Court on the 6th December 2024, and the case is postponed to the 3rd and the 4th of February 2025 for the continuation of bail application. In case number 4, 7th CIT robber gets life plus 57 years imprisonment. That happened in Gauteng province. I have indicated during the second quarter update that which I reported that on the 7th of June 2019, Crime Intelligence and Flying Squad received information regarding robbery that was to take place in Everton. The information was operationalized and 7 suspects, including Lawrence Mabena Lolo, and the others, were arrested. As I have reported previously, the rest were convicted and sentenced. Mabena managed to get bail. The matter was set down for judgment on the 18th and 19th September 2023, where the accused were found guilty on various counts by the Gauteng Local Division of the High Court, which was sitting in Palm Ridge. But Mabena did not return to court because he had bail. On the 15th of July, the 6 were sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder, and the rest of the sentence go with that life imprisonment. Over and above that, others were given a custodial sentence of 30 years imprisonment for conspiracy to commit a CIT, 25 years imprisonment for prohibited firearm, and the like. Now coming to Mabena. On the 8th of March 2024, Mabena was rearrested in Boschkop, Pretoria. He was busy with fraudulent motor vehicle registration documentation and was having a date stamp of the Ekurhuleni Traffic Department in his possession, as well as various bank cards, together with the SIM cards, ID documents, copy of ID documents, blank motor vehicle registration document, and the fraudulently designed pay slips. He appeared on the 17th of July 2024 for finalization of his judgment. He was eagerly awaiting to receive his overdue sentence, and then otherwise for his heinous offenses, the 9th December 2024 was set for this sentence. It is on the 9th of December 2024 where Mabena was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, 15 years imprisonment for conspiracy to commit CIT, 8 years imprisonment for attempted murder, 25 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of prohibited firearm and ammunition, 8 years imprisonment for contravention of the Firearms Control Act, and 1 year imprisonment for reckless and negligent driving. So that concludes the case where all of them have now been sentenced. On other violent related offences, which is case number 5, robbers share 2 life imprisonment plus 106 years imprisonment. This happened in the Eastern Cape province. In August 2021, a business robbery took place near Kempston Road in Gqeberha. The serious organized crime officers, along with other law enforcement agencies, responded. The information from the community assisted in identifying the suspicious vehicle, which the police intercepted at the red traffic light. When the officers approached the vehicle, the suspect opened fire towards the police. The police reacted, and an exchange of gunfire ensued. When the gunfire quietens, one of the suspects was down and out. During the search of the vehicle, police discovered 3 illegal firearms and stolen goods linked to the nearby business robbery. 3 suspects, Vuyo Maegiso, Mzambo Mzobe, and Nasi Pikoza, were arrested and charged with murder, attempted murder, and business robbery. The charge of murder relates to the co-perpetrator who died in exchange of gunfire with the police. The accused appeared before court on multiple times and were denied bail. On the 7th of October 2024, the Eastern Cape Local Division of the High Court sitting at Gqeberha sentenced Muzobe to life imprisonment for murder, 20 years imprisonment for business robbery, and 8 years imprisonment for attempted murder. His previous parole for aggravated robbery was revoked, and he had to serve the remaining days in terms of that parole. Maegiso was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment for business robbery, 8 years imprisonment for attempted murder, and 15 years for murder. Khoza was sentenced to life imprisonment for murder, 15 years for business robbery, 10 years for attempted murder, 15 years for unlawful possession of a firearm, and 5 years imprisonment for unlawful possession of ammunition. All the sentences will run concurrently. In case number 6, a Septep accused of kidnapping a Chinese woman. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal. On the 30th of September 2024, a 46-year-old Chinese woman was accosted by the suspect while she was closing a bottle store in Kokstad. She was taken together with a security guard in a vehicle which was later found abandoned in Pongweni area in Kokstad. The security guard was dropped off in the nearby vicinity, and the suspect disappeared with the victim. A case of kidnapping was reported at Kokstad police station, and the case docket was allocated to the Hawks members for intensive investigation. The following day, the suspect started demanding ransom money. The Hawks members intensified their investigation and worked tirelessly until they arrested one suspect on the 6th of November 2024. Arrest yielded positive result, and the victim was thankfully found alive. On the 8th of November 2024, the Hawks members from Port Shepstone Serious Organized Crime Investigation, working together with Crime Intelligence Special Task Force, Durban Metro Police and Counter Narcotics, arrested the Kevin Madziva, 26-year-old Zimbabwean kingpin. Lwazi Shangase, 23-year-old vice, and Lituletu Mangesana, as well as Lindani Madikizela, Sidwell Tungilizwe, Betwell January, and Ayandu Zulu. The 8 suspects were released. The 8th suspect number 8, was released. The 7th, the Septet, appeared in Kokstad Magistrate Court on the 22nd of November 2024. The formal bail application was considered, and they were granted bail, and the case will be coming again on the 21st of February 2025. In the second group of cases is the responses to recommendation from State Capture Commission. The State Capture National Investigation Task Team from the DPCI is focusing on conducting comprehensive investigation on cases emanating from the State Capture Commission. The team prioritizes investigation and transforms inquiries into case dockets. 2,241 statements have been obtained in 53 cases which were addressing state capture recommendations. 38 accused persons, that is 30 natural persons as well as 8 juristic persons, have been arrested or secured by the Hawks before the various courts. This includes 6 suspects that were arrested by the DPCI in relation to Bosasa matter, the case that has now been taken over by the IDEC. The arrest was done before. The matter was taken over by the IDEC. The suspect have now been charged, and as regard to the matters of the IDEC, they have more arrest than what we have effected arrest on. 4 accused persons have already been convicted and sentenced on state capture matters that were handled by the DPCI. One of the convictions occurred during this quarter under review. I shall cite only one case in this regard. That is case number 7. This is titled Board Member of South African Airways Arrested. That happened in Gauteng province. On the 24th of August 2011, the Board of Directors of the South African Airways convened and discussed the award of the contract to external auditors who had tendered for a contract to render the services of auditing. PwC and Nkonki had submitted bids to the contract, and the Board of Directors recommended that the 2 firms be awarded the contract. Yakwe Kwinana, 60-year-old, was a member of the board that deliberately and recommended appointments of the 2 firms, and she voted in favor of the resolution of the board. While being aware that PwC and Nkonki had tendered for these services, she failed to disclose past contractual relationship with the said companies, which caused prejudice to the proper administration of the affairs of the South African Airways. This contravenes the provisions of the Public Finance Management Act, PMFA. The public entity made payments amounting to approximately 59 million because of the conclusion of the contract, which would not have been concluded if all the material facts relating to the relationship between the accused and the 2 companies were made known to the Board of Directors of the SAA. On the 26th of November 2024, Kwinana handed herself over to the Serious Corruption Investigation Team based in Germiston. She appeared at Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting at Palm Ridge, where she was granted 20,000 rand bail. The case is now postponed to the 12th of March 2025 for the defense to make a representation. The next set is trafficking in persons. Trafficking in persons is criminalized in terms of the Prevention and Combating of Trafficking in Persons Act 7 of 2013. This statute domesticated the United Nations Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime and the protocols thereto. The relevant one protocol that apply in this regard is Protocol to Prevent, Suppress and Punishing Trafficking in Persons, especially women and children. I shall cite 2 cases in this regard. Case number 8. 2 Cameroonian brothers and a spouse share 6 life imprisonment plus 410 years for trafficking in persons. That happened in the Western Cape province. On the 12th of September 2017, members of the Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Cape Town searched a house in Brook Lane following information on victim of human trafficking. A victim from Eastern Cape was found in a small back room together with another one who was held captive for sex work. The duo were transported by city liner with Cameroonian Edward Temple Ayuk 44 and Simon Muambo. An identity document of another woman from Springbok was also found. One of the victims had a broken leg. They were fed drugs. It was detected that claims were submitted to the Road Accident Fund RAF with the details of Edward Ayuk and Alex as the contact persons and not those of the victims. It was further established that Leandra Merrill Williams Ayuk, the wife of Edward Ayuk 40, also received a large sum of money from the RAF. The Cameroonian brothers Edward Tambe Ayuk and Yannick Agbo Ayuk, together with Leandra Merlin Williams Ayuk, a South African woman who was married to Edward Tambe Ayuk, trafficked persons from Northern Cape and Eastern Cape and used them as prostitutes in Milnerton and surrounding areas. The trio were arrested on the 12th of September 2017, the 1st of November 2017, and the 12th of September 2018, respectively. They made several appearances in the Western Cape Division of the High Court sitting in Cape Town. On the 15th of November 2024, the trio were convicted on 12 counts and sentenced separately to a total of 6 life sentences, imprisonment, and 413 years imprisonment for trafficking in persons, of which a total of 30 years is suspended. Edward Tampe Ayuk is sentenced to 6 life imprisonment sentence made of life imprisonment on each of the 6 counts of trafficking in person. That is, the 6 is 1 life imprisonment for 1 count of trafficking in persons. 75 years imprisonment made of 15 years imprisonment for each of the 5 counts of using the services of the victims of trafficking in persons. 25 years imprisonment made of 5 years imprisonment for each of the count of living of the earnings of the victims of trafficking in persons. 50 years imprisonment made of 10 years imprisonment for each of the 5 counts of kidnapping the victims. 28 years imprisonment made of 7 years imprisonment for each of the 4 counts of assault GBH. 10 years imprisonment for assault GBH. 10 years imprisonment for possession and the confiscation of documents. 5 years imprisonment for dealing in drugs. In total, the convict is sentenced to 6 life imprisonment sentences plus 203 years imprisonment which runs concurrently. Yannick Agbo Ayuk was sentenced to 60 years imprisonment, made of 20 years imprisonment on each of the 3 counts, of which 5 years is suspended on each count of trafficking in persons. 45 years imprisonment made of 15 years imprisonment for each count of using the services of the victims of trafficking in persons. And 15 years imprisonment made of 5 years imprisonment for each count of living off the earnings of the victims of trafficking in persons. 30 years imprisonment made of 10 years imprisonment for kidnapping victims. In total, the convict is sentenced to 150 years imprisonment. As some of the counts will run concurrently, he will effectively serve 15 years imprisonment. Leandra Merlin Williams Ayuk was sentenced to 60 years imprisonment made of 20 years on each of the 3 counts, of which 5 years is suspended on each count for trafficking in persons. As some of the counts will run concurrently, she will effectively serve 15 years imprisonment. The trio have been declared unfit to possess firearms. Case number 9, 2 life imprisonment for trafficking in persons. This again happened in the Western Cape. During September 2012, a 16-year-old primary school girl who was living with her grandmother in Kamakwe was taken from the Eastern Cape to the Western Cape province by a woman under the pretense that she's going to marry a 25-year-old man. On arrival, she was forced into a marriage with a 45-year-old man who was the same age as her mother. During this time, the victim fell sick and was taken to hospital, which necessitated the nurses to trace the family. The matter was reported to the Serious Organized Crime Investigation of the DPCI for further investigation. On the 10th of September 2012, Ayanda Willington Velen, 57 years, and 3 other persons were arrested. On the 15th of July 2024, Velem was convicted on 4 counts of trafficking in persons, rape, contraventions of the requirements of customary marriage, and assault. The other 2 accused were found not guilty and discharged, while the 3rd one passed on before the conclusion of trial. On the 19th of November 2024, Velem was sentenced by the Cape Town Regional Court to life imprisonment for trafficking in persons, life imprisonment for rape, 9 months imprisonment for failure to comply with the requirements of a valid customary marriage, and 6 months imprisonment for assault common. The sentences were ordered to run concurrently. Effectively, the accused will serve life imprisonment. He was declared unfit to possess a firearm, and furthermore, his particulars will be entered in the National Register of Sex Offenders and National Child Protection. The next category is illegal mining activities. Illegal mining is one of the most serious crimes committed by organized criminal groups. This industry needs protection as it can generate employment and much needed financial resources. A total number of 910 suspects have been arrested on cases related to illegal mining and related minerals. I shall cite 2 cases in this regard. Case number 10, 9 alleged diamond investment scammer arrested. That happened in the Northern Cape case. From 2020, Louis Petros Liebenberg registered 15 companies in which he used family and related persons as some of the directors. Magdalena Petronella Kleinhans registered a company styled Tario Mix, where Louis Liebenberg was a co-director. Another company styled Forever Zircon was registered in 2021. Both these companies were purportedly involved in buying and selling diamonds. Potential investors were lured through social media and radio interviews to invest in the buying and selling of diamonds, and were also promised a high return over a short period of time using cashless platform called AE Switch. Thousands of investors made payments into the platform amounting to approximately 4.5 billion rands. The suspect utilized the proceeds of the diamond investment scheme to purchase movable and immovable assets, including 2 mines, various motor vehicles, to wit Ford Bucky, BMW 230 iSport, Toyota, Kruger rents, silver coins, and payment for Liebenberg's lavish wedding and honeymoon in Greece. Various immovable properties, including an office block, were also purchased. When some investors did not receive the promised payments, they became suspicious and reported the matter to the SAPS, suspecting that they were defrauded. The investigation was conducted by the DPCI in collaboration with the Financial Intelligence Center, the Asset Forfeiture Unit, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and the NPA's Organized Crime Unit. On the 23rd of October 2024, a multidisciplinary operation led by the Northern Cape Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation Unit conducted operation in Gauteng and the Northwest provinces. The operation resulted in the arrest of 9 suspects, namely Louis Bedros Liebenberg, his wife Desiree Liebenberg, Magdalena Petronella Kleinhans, Johannes Petrol Badenhorst, Elena Dorothea Emmy Schulenberg, Andrien de Wald-Strydom, Christelle Badenhorst, Nicolise van Heerden, and Walter Nindinger. They appeared at the Bronkhorstspruit Magistrate Court facing charges of 42 counts on fraud, alternatively theft, 5 counts of a pattern of racketeering activity, 6 counts of money laundering, and various statutory offences, including contravention of the Companies Act 71 of 2008. The matter was remanded to the 31st of October 2024 for a formal bail application in respect of other accused. On the 21st of November 2024, the Bronkhorstspruit Magistrate Court denied Desiree Liebenberg bail. Louis Liebenberg abandoned his bail application. The other 7 accused were granted bail of between 5,000 and 100,000 rands. The case is postponed to the 4th of February 2025. Case number 11. Two suspects arrested for possession of 15 million gold. That happened in Gauteng province. On the 26th of November 2024, a team of Gauteng Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigation and the head office personnel executed a meticulously planned operation leading to the successful arrest of Joachim Chivayo, 33-year-old Zimbabwean, and Ayanda Brian Gungwa, 20 years old South African, for possession of 6 bars of unwrought gold worth 15 million rands. That was at the time when they were attempting to find a buyer. The duo is charged with illegal possession of gold in contravention of the Precious Metals Act 37 of 2005. They appeared at court on the 27th of November 2024, and the case is postponed to the 25th of February 2025 for further investigation. In the area of serious commercial crime, case number 12, director guilty of defrauding Department of Health. This one happened in the Free State province. Between January 2011 and December 2015, fraudulent payments were made to service providers under the pretext that they would provide training. The payments were done without actual services being rendered. As a result, the Department of Health was prejudiced and suffered a loss of 8.7 million rands. The Office of the Auditor General of South Africa discovered these irregularities, and a case was opened and investigated by the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit of the Hawks in Free State. On the 21st of in 2021, 25 suspects, including 6 companies, 7 directors, and 13 government officials were arrested and charged with 304 counts of fraud, corruption, money laundering, and contravention of the Public Finance Management Act that were contained in an 84-page indictment. The accused are appearing in the Free State High Court sitting at Bloemfontein. The suspects are David Mudau, a doctor, former head of the Department of Health in the Free State, Muzumi Christian Polori, 47-year-old, Ginosi Sarale Khobate, 45 years, Gloria Buiswa Gogo, MJC, which we just put the abbreviation because the person is now deceased, Maria Limakazo Mabite, 62, Hazel Ngukana, Colleen Hillary Gala, Sedler Jack Ledojani, Poga Stearman, Mkalen Tabe Godfrey Matladzi, the former head of the Department of Health and now the head of the Provincial Accountant General, Make Jones, Tabo Mephios Muedi, Asgro Pty Limited, Mavuso Victor Kwababa, Land Breeze Trading 623 Pty Limited, Dzietzi John Polori, Zarona Consultancy, Gerald Johnson Similo, Sipilile Investments, Simon Njonga, Amekolwa Consultancy Training and General Trading, Malifu Charity Muloi, Leboan Begezi, and Zen Communications. On the 8th of November 2024, the company director, Johnson Gerald Similo, 47, and his company, Sipilile Investment, were found guilty and sentenced. Similo was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, wholly suspended for 5 years, on condition that he is not found guilty of fraud and money laundering during the period of suspension. His company, Sipilile Investment Pty Limited, was fined 200,000 rand, wholly suspended for 5 years on condition that it is not found guilty of fraud and money laundering during the period of suspension. Muedi, Asgro, Kwababa, and Land Breeze Trading 623 have already been convicted and sentenced on the 16th of May 2023. With 6 convictions, 1 deceased, the trial against the remaining 19 accused is set to continue on the 5th of May 2025. The next case, number 13, is cybercrime fraudster sentence for cyber crimes. That happened in the Western Cape. During the period February 2020 to January 2022, Yassine Harris Hadris, 30, was a risk coach employed at Digital Outsource Services. He used his position to access certain computer systems and manipulated them by transferring funds from customers' accounts and channeling them into created accounts linked to him and his then girlfriend, as well as the girlfriend of his brother, primarily utilizing online casino accounts where he transferred 4,203,585.40. A case was reported in November 2023 and assigned to Hawks Serious Commercial Crimes Investigation in Cape Town for further investigation. On the 12th of December 2023, Rudris was summoned to appear at court in Cape Town Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting at Belleville. He made several appearances before being convicted on 74 counts. On the 6th of November 2024, he was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment on 24 counts, of which 4 years was suspended, 8 years imprisonment on 25 counts for contravening Section 22A of the Cybercrimes Act, of which 3 years was suspended to 8 years imprisonment, on 24 counts of contravening Section 7.2 of the Cybercrimes Act, of which 3 years was suspended, and a further 10 years imprisonment on 1 count of money laundering, of which 4 years was suspended. The sentences for the 50 counts of cyber crimes and money laundering will run concurrently with the first 24 counts of fraud. The convict will effectively serve 6 years of the 36 years imprisonment. He is also declared unfit to possess a firearms. In a case number 14, 8 arrested on rural development and land affairs case that happened in the Eastern Cape. It is alleged that during the period between 2017 and 2024, Funeka Malusi, 56-year-old, a senior official from East London Department of Rural Development and Land Affairs, holding a position of a Director of Quality Assurance, concluded with her relatives by allegedly approving self-orchestrated fraudulent claims. She unlawfully submitted fraudulent land claims to the department. Subsequently, she approved the aforesaid land claims documents that were submitted. Further reports divulged that she amended the list of and substituted the details of claimants with those of her relatives, including those of her domestic worker. None of the lawful beneficiaries of land claims received payment, but her relatives unduly received payments from the land claims. Information about the matter was received, hence the investigation by the Hawks which ensued. The investigation revealed that the senior official intentionally and unlawfully edited the land claims information by altering banking details of the lawful beneficiaries to the bank accounts of her relatives and domestic worker. Furthermore, investigation divulged that several payments were made to the relatives rather than lawful beneficiaries, that prejudicing the department of cash to the value of 9.3 million rands. A warrant of arrest was authorized against Lungela Malusi and executed on the 18th of December 2024 at George. She appeared before the East London Magistrate Court on allegation of fraud. She is a relative to Funeka Malusi, a senior government official from the department. She is the 8th suspect, additional to the 7 suspects that were already arrested by the Hawks. She will be joining a co-accused Funeka Malusi, a senior government official, Chulumba Malusi, Avukile Kalo, Zukiswa Mandisa, Zoleka Mbambina, Nokutembela Malchas, Luvuyo Fika, who were arrested by the East London Serious Commercial Crime Investigation of the Hawks on the 21st of September 2024. All 7 suspects appeared on the 23rd of September 2024 and where Funeka was released on 30,000 rand. The rest were released on 10,000 bail each. Malusi made a first court appearance before court on the 19th December 2024 and was released on 10,000 rand bail. The matter is now remanded to the 19th of February 2025 to join her accused as the 8th accused. In case number 15, more than 200 million rands counterfeit goods intercepted. That happened in KwaZulu-Natal and will also be highlighting other matters that happened elsewhere. In September 2024, 5 containers from the People's Republic of China to Johannesburg via Durban Harbour were stopped and inspected by the border police. The samples from the container, which included Nike, Adidas, Polo, Vans and Vicks brands, with the street value of approximately 212 million rands, 765,959 rands, were confirmed as fake. On the 19th of December 2024, the Hawks members from Durban Serious Commercial Crime Investigation, working together with the border police and brand owners, seized the said counterfeit goods in Durban Container Depot. No arrest has been made as yet at this stage, and investigation continues. On the 17th and 18th of October 2024, the Johannesburg-based Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team arrested Ethiopians Amir Haide Abaloi, Arafat Ahmed, and Abafita Ahmed, as well as Usman Ahmed, for illegal manufacturing of fake perfume worth 7 million in a clandestine factory. In another matter, on the 25th of November 2024, the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation of Nelspruit, in conjunction with SARS, arrested 2 Ethiopians, Tohebo Dane Handiso and Tamati Girman, with fake items worth 10 million, including sneakers, cigarettes, body cream, hair pieces, cash to the amount of 446,891 rand, and a fake ambulance. On the 14th of November 2024, Rashid Fared Maouf, a fake doctor who illegally practiced again as a medical practitioner without being registered as prescribed by the Health Professions Act 56 of 1977, was convicted of fraud, forgery, and illegal practicing as a doctor. And he was sentenced by the Belleville Specialized Commercial Crimes Court. In a separate matter of illicit activities, the Durban South African Narcotics Enforcement Bureau Serious Organized Crime Investigation of the DPCI in KwaZulu-Natal opened an inquiry docket on the 28th of November 2024 relating to illegal drugs from Brazil. On the 12th of December 2024, an operation was launched by the SANEP Visible Police in Durban, Crime Intelligence Gathering Counter Narcotics, and the Provincial Tracing Team in Durban dealing with cocaine in contravention of the Drugs and Drug Trafficking Act. A container carrying kidney beans was inspected and found to have 8 bags with 173 kg of cocaine with street value of 77,850,000 rands. The drugs were seized and investigation is continuing. The experience of fake liquor, cigarettes, doctors, ambulance, clothes, medicine, identity documents, and as certificates is a wake-up call to say that we need authenticity. This exacerbated by the fact that illicit drugs are being supplied to the innocent people in the country. Coming to the cases relating to the South African Revenue Service tax matters, amongst the successes achieved in this quarter under review, 78 individuals were secured before the court, and 16 convictions were secured for tax-related offences. I shall cite only 3 cases as examples of this kind of matters. The sentences of the accused, who are a combination of natural persons and jurisdictional persons, included orders of payment of a total amount of 14,947,391 rands to SARS. Currently, the DPCI is investigating 738 cases relating to SARS matters. Of these cases, 229 are pending at court, 266 under investigation, while 243 are sent to the National Prosecuting Authority for decision. Case number 16, a Portuguese fraudster arrested for tax fraud. That happened in Gauteng. Between the 1st of October 2012 and the 31st October 2014, casino importers and exporters submitted fraudulent VAT 201 returns to SARS, supported by fake invoices, which resulted in actual prejudice to SARS in an amount of 20,319,777 rands. The suspects then laundered the refunded amount through numerous bank accounts. In December 2017, the SARS reported the case at Johannesburg Central Police Station with multiple counts of fraud and contravention of Tax Administration Act. This case was referred to the Johannesburg-based Serious Commercial Crime Investigation for further investigation. On the 22nd of October 2024, the Hawks team secured the court attendance of Dunstan Bernard Harden, 38, by way of arrest, and NTT Casino Importers and Exporters Limited in Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court, sitting at Palm Ridge Magistrate Court. The duo are facing 138 counts made of 110 counts of money laundering, 26 counts of fraud, 1 count of forgery, and 1 count of uttering. Harden was released on 30,000 rand bail, and the case was remanded to the 28th of November 2024, pending further investigation and the tracing of another suspect, who is a Portuguese national, Augusto Manuel Carreiro de Oliveira, 59 years, who was the director of the entity at the time. His warrant of arrest was issued on the 5th of May 2021, and he is still on the run. The case is now postponed to 20 February 2025. Case number 17, a serial bread fraudster arrested for tax fraud. That happened in Gauteng. Between 2012 and 2024, Assistant Medicale Internationale CC, registered as value-added tax vendor, the corporation fraudulently claimed VAT refund in an amount of 62 154,363 rands. The matter was investigated by SARS and reported to the police in November 2024, which resulted in the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation of Johannesburg handling the matter. On the 7th of November 2024, Andre Claudie Dikouba Diguela was arrested and charged with 14 counts of fraud, theft, contravening the Income Tax Act 28 of 2011 and Prevention of Organized Crime Act of 1998. The accused made a confession before magistrate and appeared at Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting at Palm Ridge on the 11th of November 2024 and further postponed the matter to February 2025 for application of bail. In case number 18, fraud targeting South African Revenue Service, that happened in Mpumalanga. During the 2023-2024 tax period, Smangaliso Innocent Koba 40, with life partner Busisiwe Prudence Nkosi and his brother Sabelo Given, claimed undue tax refund from the SARS for 4 entities. The entities Smangelesi Trading Enterprises, Madam and Eve General Trading, and Kubuzo Trading Limited, Noncebo Empire Projects Limited, where Khoza is also the sole signatory of the bank accounts. The tax refund of various amounts like 990,297 for the companies Mangaliso Trading Enterprises, Nkebo Enterprises Project, and an amount of 986 for the Madam and Eve General Trading, an amount of 955 and 990,000 for Kuzumdumo Trading were paid, which were received by the accused person. SARS was prejudiced in a total amount of 3,922,589 rand. Various amounts were also transferred into different entities, business, bank accounts, and personal account in the process of laundering the proceeds of this criminal activity. In 2017, a case was opened and the accused were later arrested by Nelspruit-based Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Team after a thorough investigation. On the 8th of November 2024, the Nelspruit Specialized Commercial Crimes Court convicted Khoza on 5 counts of contravening the Tax Administration Act and 7 counts of money laundering in terms of the Prevention of Organized Crime Act. He was sentenced to a fine ranging from 30,000 rand to 100,000 rand. That makes a total of 300,000 rand, with an option of an imprisonment ranging from 12 months to 60 months imprisonment, which makes a total of 17 years imprisonment. He was further ordered to pay 2,534,680 rand to SARS. 300,000 fine was ordered to be paid immediately after the sentence. The trial against Nkosi and Khumalo was postponed to the 14th of January, and now it is postponed to the 7th of February 2025. Case number 19, President of South African Football Association arrested for fraud. This happened in Gauteng province. In October 2017, the president of South African Football Association entered into an agreement with Trevor Neethling of Grit Communication for provision of public relations services in relation to the rape allegations that were directed at the person of the president for 1,115,300 rands. Furthermore, in May 2018, the president entered into an agreement with Badger Security Services to conduct risk assessment and provide security for him during the 2018 elective Congress for 40,250 rands. The Chief Financial Officer of SAFA, Grown Thuyo, sanctioned the payment. During December 2020, a case of fraud, conspiracy to commit fraud involving 1.3 million was reported to Johannesburg Central Police Station. The matter was handed over to the Johannesburg Serious Commercial Crime Investigation of the DPCI. During March 2024, a search warrant was executed at the offices of SAFA Nasrec, Johannesburg. On the 6th of November 2024, warrant of arrest were issued against the President, Dr. Daniel Alexander Jordan, 73, Trevor Nitlin, 55, and Crown Thuyo, 46. On the 7th of November 2024, the defense lawyers were informed to hand over their clients. On the 13th of November 2024, the trio handed themselves and were arrested and appeared before the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court, together with a juristic person, Grit Communications. The accused faces charges of conspiracy in contravention of the Section 18 of the Riotous Assemblies Act 17 of 1957 and fraud, alternatively theft. The case is postponed to the 7th of February 2025. Case number 20. This happened in Gauteng. One convicted and two on trial of laundering 86 million rands. That happened in Gauteng. On the 10th of November 2016, Lindiwe Eunice Sibiya, 60-year-old who represented FNB, entered into an agreement with Mbali Maseko, 43-year-old, the managing director of Kumoja, to assist in promoting consumer education. Sibiya was receiving undue gratification from Maseko via Teddy Maduna, 49-year-old. She did not disclose that she is receiving money from the service provider. The money will move from Maseko and laundered via Maduna into the pocket of Sibiya. A case was reported in July 2018 and assigned to the Johannesburg Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit of the DPCI. The trio were secured before court on the 28th of July 2019 and charged on 131 counts of corruption and money laundering to the value of 86,886,062 rands. On the 11th of December 2024, Teddy Maduna pleaded guilty and was convicted by the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court sitting at Palm Ridge on 22 counts of money laundering. He was sentenced to 1 year imprisonment or 30,000 rand fine and a further 3 years imprisonment, which is wholly suspended. The case against Sibiya and Maseko, who faces charges of 1 count of corruption, 22 counts of money laundering, is postponed to the 22nd of April 2025 for trial. Coming to the next batch of cases is coronavirus COVID-19 related relief fund cases. Those who stole from COVID-19 relief fund cases shall serve as a living proof that crime does not pay. As on the 31st of December 2024, 305 cases were registered and 162 accused persons were charged. We have already registered 21 convictions and 5 acquittals. I shall cite only one case in this regard. That is case number 21. Fraudster in court for terrorist ghost employees fraud. That happened in the Free State. During the COVID-19 era, Marinda Johanna Smith applied for temporary employee relief scheme TERS with the Department of Employment and Labor DEL on behalf of 28 employees of MJ Upholstery Free State Pty Limited. She received over 537,000 rand. The Specialized Investigation Unit, SIU, discovered that none of the employees appearing on the application worked for the company. The matter was handed over to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime investigation, which culminated in a warrant for arrest being issued by the magistrate. She was arrested on the 13th of December 2024 on allegations of fraud and money laundering and appeared in the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court, where she was released on 5,000 rand bail. The case is postponed to the 10th of March 2025 at Bloemfontein Regional Court. This is a mostly used kind of modus operandi. In a separate case, the African Source Pty Limited of Putalichaba in the Free State, as directed by Letlogonolo Class Modaune and Dodliso Molaba, applied for COVID-19 tests online during the period of 1st March 2020 and October 2020 on behalf of 44 individuals who were alleged to be affected by COVID-19 pandemic. The investigation revealed that the said persons were never worked for this company. The Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF, made 9 different payments with a total of 1,396,053 rands to African Source for the period of 2 September 2020 to the 31st December 2020. To the prejudice of DEL. A case docket was registered and handed over to the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit in Bloemfontein for further investigation. 6 accused were secured in court on 26 of April 2024. Leloganya Isaac Litzen, 44, who was also involved in similar scam with the spouse in Bophelo Bodle Solution Pty Limited and Isuzu Gribo, was convicted and sentenced to on the 10th of September 2024, which I reflected as case number 24 in the second quarter report. The remaining 5 accused were convicted and sentenced on the 11th of December 2024, which are Letlogonolo Class Modaune, who is sentenced to a fine of 300,000 rand or 6 years imprisonment on 11 counts of fraud, 8 years imprisonment for 8 counts of fraud, which is wholly suspended, and 7 years imprisonment on 20 counts of money laundering, which is wholly suspended. Dodlise Molaba, 38, is sentenced to 300,000 rand or 6 years imprisonment on 11 counts of fraud, 7 years imprisonment on 6 counts of fraud, which is wholly suspended, and 8 years imprisonment on 14 counts of money laundering. Middleside Connection Pty Limited is sentenced to a fine of 1 million rand fine or on 11 counts of fraud, and 1 million on 11 counts of money laundering, which is wholly suspended. African Source again sentenced 1 million fine on 8 counts of fraud and 1 million fine for 8 counts of money laundering, which is wholly suspended. Bulanala Media Pty Limited is sentenced to a fine of 1 million fine on 6 counts of fraud and 1 million for 6 counts of money laundering, which is wholly suspended. Case number 22, 15 suspects arrested for 157 million rand fraud. That happened in Gauteng province. Between June 2018 and February 2023, Nicolette de Villiers, who was employed by Nedbank, allegedly made payments from Nedbank suspend accounts valued at over 157,294,287.47 rands by transferring same in varying amounts of between 50,000 rand and 20 million to recipients who are not entitled to receive such monies. These transactions involved 45 different bank accounts that were held by 23 individuals and 7 entities that were transacted in Absa, Capitec, Discovery Bank, First National Bank, Nedbank and Standard Bank. On 29 October 2024, 14 suspects were arrested by the Gauteng Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Unit of the DPCI in Pretoria, Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni on the allegations of fraud and money laundering. They made their first appearance in the Specialized Commercial Crimes Court sitting in Palm Ridge Magistrate Court on the 30th of October 2024. The 15th suspect was arrested on the 12th of November 2024. The names of the accused are Nicolette de Villiers, former Nedbank employee, Gidumets Matimbi, Samantha Lee, Jacobus Nel, Masquita Nel, Dolene Hoffman, Jacobus Jubet, Jacobus Jubet, Michelle Bass, Mariska O'Connor, Andy O'Connor, Yuwei Feng, Liani Bota, Christian Fenter, Sehamedzi Songwana, and Sarel Lakante. The accused, who are all on bail ranging from 5,000 rand to 20,000, will appear again on the 26th of March 2025 for instructions. The concerted effort by the investigation team, prosecutors and specialists has ensured speedy finalization of the investigation and securing the attendance of the accused in court. This is one of the complex, high-value, serious commercial crime that exhibits the element of bank officials as professional money laundering enablers. On the 29th of November 2024, a provisional restraint order was granted by Gauteng Local Division of the High Court for the assets of the 15 individuals. The assets have now been attached. Crime does not pay. Case number 23, trio arrested for Transnet Group Capital TGC fraud. That happened in Gauteng province. Between May and August 2015, Transnet Group Capital awarded a contract to IGS Consulting Engineering Close Corporation for the maintenance and upgrading of high-pressured pipe infrastructure that transported different fuel products from Durban to Gauteng under a project called New Multi-Product Pipeline. The investigation was initiated by the Special Investigation Unit, which date back to 2020, relating to irregularities of 5 contracts worth over 160 million rands. After identifying criminal activity, the investigation was handed over to the Hawks and a case opened in June 2020 at Sundance Police Station. Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation in Johannesburg conducted criminal investigation which revealed that Phumlani Kubeka, who was the project manager at the time, was aware of the irregularities in the appointment of IGS Consulting Engineer Close Corporation, as well as that of IGS 10 Mill joint venture. However, despite his knowledge of all this, he allowed the appointments which resulted in the fruitless and wasteful expenditure in return for getting undue gratification. On the 21st of October 2024, Lienga Makainene Herbert Msagala, 48, who was the chief executive officer at Transnet, handed himself over to the Hawks Serious Commercial Crime Investigation in Johannesburg, where he was arrested and subsequently released on 60,000 rand bail by the Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court that was sitting at Palm Ridge. On the 29th of October 2024, Phumlani Kubeka handed himself to the Hawks team, where she was arrested and appeared before the same court for theft. I think he says she. On the charges of fraud, money laundering, she was granted bail of 20,000 rand. On the 18th of November 2024, Sipho Victor Sithole was arrested at Gauteng Local Division of the High Court, where he was defending the forfeiture process of his house by the SIU. He appeared in court and the matter was postponed to 20 November 2024 for bail application, which was denied. The matter is postponed to the 12th of February 2025 at Johannesburg Specialized Commercial Crime Court. Case number 24, trio in court for 25 million tender fraud. This happened in the Free State. In July 2022, the Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation in Bloemfontein received a tip-off about allegations of fraud and corruption committed by a supply chain practitioner at the Free State Department of Health, Madlagala Amelia Lesabane. It was alleged that a tender for supply and delivery of laundry chemicals installation, maintenance of automatic closing pump system to various laundries in the Free State was advertised, and that the supply chain practitioner at the time demanded a gratification of an amount of 150,000 for the 3 separate tenders from LKV bidder, who was awarded the tender. On refusing to pay the demanded amount, the tender was awarded to T-Bros Pty Limited, owned by Obageni Subri Tiele. The practitioner ordered LKV to return the confirmation letter for supplying of dosing pumps. The matter was reported to the Department of Health authorities and the internal investigation was conducted. It was discovered that Lesabane awarded the tender and gave a similar LKW confirmation letter to Tiele. The LKW director confirmed that the confirmation letter was allegedly fraudulent, stating that Tiele's company was never their client and the signature endorsed on the letter does not belong to LKV. The matter was referred to the Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation in Bloemfontein for further investigation, which led to the issuing of warrant of arrest by the Bloemfontein magistrate. On the 9th of December 2024, Lesabane and Tiele handed themselves over to the Hawks Serious Corruption Investigation in Bloemfontein and appeared before the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court on allegation of fraud, forgery and uttering. T-Bros Pty Limited is also charged in this matter. Lesabane was released on 2,000 rand bail, whereas Tiele was released on 3,000 rand bail. The matter is remanded to the 12th of February 2025 for transfer of a matter to the Bloemfontein Regional Court. Legal practitioners. As indicated before, legal practitioners are officers of the court whose profession is that of honor. In this regard, it is comforting that prosecutors, the defense, and presiding officers who deal with these matters of criminality are jurists in good standing. I shall only cite one case in this regard. That is case number 25. Attorney arrested for road accident fund RAF fraud. That happened in Gauteng province. In August 2019, a case of fraudulent claim from the road accident fund was reported at Pretoria North Police Station by the legal practice Fidelity Fund. It was alleged that Michael Sinoza Mabunda, 42-year-old, who was an attorney, lodged claims with RAF on behalf of 14 clients. The RAF paid an amount of 10,562,173 rands into his trust account. However, the funds were not transferred to his clients, resulting in significant financial losses. The Hawk Serious Commercial Crime Investigation conducted the investigation, which resulted in securing the attendance of Mabunda in court by way of summons. He made his first appearance in the Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crimes Court on the 15th of October 2024. The case was postponed to 26 November 2024, and it is now postponed to the 21st of February 2025. Corruption. Corruption continues to pose a challenge in that the country and the Directorate shall respond without fear, favor, or prejudice. I shall cite two cases in this regard. Case number 26. Major General retired Advocate Perfo, sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. That happened in the Northern Cape. In August 2017, an applicant applied and shortlisted for a brigadier's post in legal services, Northern Cape. During the assessment, she was approached by the convict, Major General, now retired Advocate Tudo Auhagwi Perfo, 62 years, who gave her a document containing what she said would be expected in the interviews. The complainant said upon opening the document, she realized that it was a case study. She further indicated that the convict solicited 70,000 for the document. The complainant paid the accused 48,000 rand. On the 2nd of August 2017, an inquiry was opened which prompted the conducting of an entrapment. The senior manager was arrested on the 13th of August 2017 after demanding and receiving the balance of 22,000 rand. The accused was released on 4,000 rand bail and appeared 48 times in court before his conviction. In the meantime, the complainant, who was appointed as a brigadier, was dismissed from the police and the convict acquitted in a departmental case. He took an early retirement on the 31st of March 2020. In a criminal matter, on the 26th August 2024, he was convicted by the Kimberley Regional Court for contravening of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act. Part of the evidence tendered was an analysis of communication emanating from our Priority Crime Management Center, PCMC. The case was postponed to the 18th of October 2024 for sentencing. After conviction, bail was not extended and the convict was remanded in custody. The convict applied for bail pending sentence, which was heard on the 23rd of September 2024, where a judgment was set for the 30th of September 2024. The application failed. On the 18th of October 2024, Pepper was sentenced to 10 years imprisonment, of which 2 years is suspended. On the 13th of December 2024, his application for leave to appeal against conviction and sentence was refused by a court. Corruption is a risky undertaking. Case number 27. Motswana police official arrested for corruption. This happened in the Northwest Province. On the 15th of November 2024, members from the Criminal and the Illicit Economic Activities Divisions within SARS received information that a truck will be entering the Skelpat's-Hek border post from Namibia with illicit cigarettes. Positively, a Volvo truck with 2 trailers arrived. The driver, Uyankua Turipuani Chikunda, 35 years, Namibian, who was alone, declared to the customs official that he had no cargo to declare. Upon inspection, SARS found 288 master cases of Remington Gold Blue cigarettes to the value of 1,338,048 rands. That was packed inside the second trailer. The cigarettes were found to be illicit as the production, export, import, sales, or possession of tobacco goods failed to comply with legislation. The driver could not present any supporting documents for the cigarettes. Members from the Serious Commercial Crime Investigation Mahikeng took over the scene. The driver was arrested for contravening of the Custom and Excise Act 91 of 1964. The truck, trailers, and cigarettes were handed over to SARS Customs for safeguarding. On the 20th of November 2024, the investigation team learned that there is an intention to corrupt some officials to release the exhibits. An undercover investigation methodology as provided for in terms of Section 252A of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977 was deployed. On the 25th of November 2024, the Hawks members from Serious Corruption Investigation and the Serious Organized Crime Investigation Mahikeng arrested Sub-Inspector Mumbuluki Okocha Buitsoko, 42 years, a police official attached to Botswana Police, after paying 104,400 rands to a SARS official who was part of the investigation team. The accused appeared in court and was remanded in custody. He was later granted 20,000 rand bail on the 5th of December 2024, and the case is postponed to the 7th of February 2025 for further investigation. Case number 28, 2 convicts sentenced in Venda Building Society, VBS heist, relating to Feta Komutubat's local municipality and Collins Chabani municipality. The first, Gauteng, between 15 November 2026 and 19 February 2018, Fedacom Dubatsi local municipality deposited an amount of 230 million rands in VBS in contravention of Section 173, subsection 1 of the Municipal Finance Management Act 56 of 2003. On the 16th of November 2021, Dumelo Radau, 42-year-old, who was the chief financial officer, Mr. Motlala, who was municipal manager, and Mr. Geaobaga Remigius Katitswe, a business person, were arrested and charged and appeared at Pretoria Specialized Commercial Crime Court on the 17th of November 2021. That is where they were ultimately granted bail. On the 12th of July 2022, Katitswe was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, which was wholly suspended for 5 years by the Gauteng Division of the High Court, which sits in Pretoria. On the 6th of November 2024, Johannes Motlala, 60-year, pleaded guilty in terms of Section 105A of the Criminal Procedure Act of 1977 for contravening the Municipal Finance Management Act. He was summarily convicted and sentenced by the Gauteng Division of the High Court, sitting in Pretoria, to 5 years imprisonment, which is wholly suspended for 5 years on condition that he does not commit similar crime and that he pay back 100,000 rands to the curator of VBS. Radau did not attend court, and a warrant of arrest was issued. On the 12th of November 2024, he handed himself over to Gauteng Division of the High Court sitting in Pretoria. A hearing was held on the 12th to the 13th of November 20 for his bail. On 13 November 2024, the court ruled that his 50,000 rand bail be forfeited to the state and he be kept in custody until the end of his trial. The case was remanded to the 2nd of December 2024 for his legal representative to confirm his instructions. On the 2nd of December 2024, Radau indicated that he has a mental issue and the case was postponed to the 28th of January 2025 and now to the 6th of March 2025 for the defense to consider medical record of the accused person. In a separate matter of that which occurred in Limpopo, on the 5th of May 2022, Iedi Magamu, the former chief financial officer of Collins Chavani municipality, was arrested and joined his co-accused, Madam Tsakani Charlotte Ngobeni, the municipal manager. The allegation is based on the illegal investment of 120 million rands of municipal funds with VBS Mutual Bank. These funds of 123,984,685 rands, which includes interest, has not been recovered by the municipality. The matter was investigated by the Serious Corruption Investigation of the DPCI, which revealed that some of the funds were used to pay brokerage commissions to individuals and entities in a scheme designed to attract more deposits from municipalities. On the 27th of November 2024, the Gauteng High Court, the Gauteng Division of the High Court, found Magamu guilty of contravening Section 173, subsection 1 of the Municipal Finance Management Act of 2003. He was sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, wholly suspended. As part of the sentences, he was ordered to pay 150,000 to the VBS liquidator, a measure intended to benefit those who lost their investments due to the bank's collapse. Of this amount, 60,000 rand had to be paid on the 27th of November 2024, and the balance will be settled in 5 monthly installments of 18,000 rand each. The case against Madam Ngobeni is postponed to the 5th to the 6th, from the 5th to the 6th of May 2025 for setting of a trial date. May I remind the viewers and listeners that a total number of 35 VBS arrests have been effected, with a total of 6 convictions already secured. We are still working on the remaining 43 from the 76 suspects, some of whom were not identified during the initial investigation by Advocate Mudau's inquiry. So far, 5,455 statements have been recorded by the investigation team in these various cases. Investigations are continuing, and some have already reached decision stage. The Priority Crime Specialized Investigation is the next category. The work of the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation contribute to CARA funds. I will cite just 2 examples in this regard. Case number 29, 10 million rands proceed of illegal mining forfeited to the state. That happened in the Free State. On the 24th of November 2023, 3 suspects, Progress Baeni Mulambo, 42 years old, Leonard Moyo, 46 years old, and Mozambican Kokanai Sitole, 26 years, were arrested by a team comprising of Velcom Base Hawks Serious Organized Crime Investigations, Hawks Head Office, Precious Metals and Diamond Team, the Public Order Police, and the Protea Coin Security. During the arrest, 16 nuggets of unwrought gold worth 4,579,800 rands, 5,510,772 in cash, and 4 vehicles were seized. The suspects appeared several times before the magistrates in Paris for contravening of the Precious Metals Act 37 of 2005. Mulambo and Moyo are out on bail, while Sitole is remanded in custody. The criminal case is remanded to the 21st of July 2025 until the 8th of August 2025 for trial at the Free State Division of the High Court sitting at Sasolburg. The Asset Forfeiture Investigation AFI unit of the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation of the Hawks investigated the legality of the assets, including the cash and gold, in collaboration with the Asset Forfeiture Unit, AFU, of the National Prosecuting Authority. On the 10th of October 2024, the Free State High Court, sitting in Bloemfontein, issued a forfeiture order for 5,510,772 rands cash, 9 nuggets of gold worth 4,578,200 rands, and 1 Toyota Cruiser 4x4 whose value is to be determined. The total value of the assets are in excess of 10,188,972 rands. Crime does not pay. In the last case, case number 30, unexplained cash of Department of Public Works and Infrastructure official forfeited to the state. That happened in the Northern Cape. On the 16th of November 2023, Bradley Slangers, who was the Chief Financial Officer in the Department of Roads and Public Works, Northern Cape, was stopped at a roadblock by the police. In his possession, an amount of 879,200 rands cash was found. He was unable to give a satisfactory explanation of such possession and the source thereof. The matter was handed over to the Priority Crime Specialized Investigation of the Hawks for investigation. The PCSI, in collaboration with the AFU, presented the matter before the Northern Cape Division of the High Court sitting in Kimberley. On the 7th of November 2024, the High Court granted a forfeiture order against Slangers. An inquiry on possible money laundering investigation criminal parts is continuing. In conclusion, may I mention that the case that was relating to the former National Commissioner of Police and later Minister Cele, which was investigated and the prosecution declined by the prosecutor in 2017, and another part declined in 2020, was reopened in 2024 based on the representation to ID Now IDEC, which referred it to the DPCR. The NPA has again confirmed its previous decision and declined to prosecute. As I conclude, let me indicate that this statement is my penultimate quarterly media briefing. Allow me to repeat that in line with our motto of seek, find and strike, the DPCI shall continue to execute its mandate without fear, favor or prejudice in accordance with the Constitution and other laws of the Republic. I thank you.
Thank you, General. As it is the norm, we have come to that part of the briefing where we attend to your questions. We would like that each person that is asking a question say your name and the media house and then the question. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Neria Shakutsa from the SABC. I just want to find out with regards to the state capture recommendations arrest. Are we expecting any more arrests anytime soon? Because, like you were saying, you have 53 cases which were addressing the recommendations itself, and there's still some of the dockets. So, are there any arrests expected? Okay, I'll leave that for now.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Last year in August, I think Lieutenant General told EACA that Gauteng was the highest in terms of convictions, and it was almost like the hub of crime. Is that still the case? Because I'm hearing a lot of convictions now coming from the Western Cape. So I'm just wondering if that has changed.
Thank you. Any questions from the WhatsApp group, Batabile? Thank you.
Thank you for the questions raised. starting with SABC. Yeah, with regard to the question as to whether we can expect arrest on the matters relating to state capture, yeah, there we can always expect arrest on that. We have got a team that we have assembled that is focusing on those matters. So as soon as the National Prosecuting Authority is satisfied that the evidence that have been collected is sufficient for a decision, they will make that decision, and we can secure the attendance of the suspects in court. We can't say up until the NPA has made a decision as to whether it is now or it may be later. So at times we may believe that we have completed the investigation to the satisfaction of the investigation team, but the National Prosecuting Authority that is authorized to decide on the behalf of the state may still require additional information. So we leave it at that, but safe to say that rest assured that the investigation is ongoing and nothing will be left unattended. The next question of ENCI with regard to the number of convictions and arrests. Howden is actually a province where a lot of crimes are being reported. You can also see the examples that we are citing, that they tend to be inclined to Howden. But because we also look at the amount in selecting the cases, that can we share with the public those cases where the amount is really concerning. In some of the provinces, you may find that some of the amounts are less, but the arrests and convictions will be happening on a daily basis, and that will be making that global figure that I will be referring to. From time to time, Howden will mostly be leading, but they can't lead all the time. There will be a time when other provinces will be leading. It all depends on how many matters were finalized in court. Because as for the acquittal, you can always see that we have got very few acquittals. So that is how I can explain that from time to time, other provinces may overtake Howden with the conviction, depending on the number of cases that were finalized at that particular time. But Howden generally is carrying the bigger weight of the number of cases reported, the number of arrests effected. So that, I think, is how I can respond to your question.
Thank you, General. I believe we have come to... Oh, SABC still has a question.
It's the last one, Maria Shakota again. I just want to find out from the Hawks, obviously following the raid of JP Smith's office, what is your comment on allegations that your moves are also politically motivated? Because after that raid, the various parties were unhappy with it. So, response to that, please.
Any other question? Thank you, General.
Thank you for the question. Let me indicate that the matter that you are referring to of the raid in the Western Cape is not handled by the Hawks. It's handled by the greater SAPS. They also have got a commercial crime unit and organized crime unit. They are handling that particular matter. But generally, the members of the South African Police Service will always conduct their work impartially. You can always see when we recently had the police day, and one of the things that we always do is to read the code of conduct, to remind ourselves that we shall always conduct ourselves impartially, independently. As for the accusation that their work, the raid on the particular addresses is politically motivated, we will not be able to answer on that one. But my general view is that this issue of accusing the police of being politically motivated is not being raised only in this matter. From time to time, we expect this kind of questions that are being raised. It's not only this one. But rest assured that when we do our work, we don't want to prejudice anyone. We don't want to favor anyone. So we follow the law, and the law prescribes to us how we should conduct ourselves. As for the members in the DPCI, we have taken an oath of office, all of them have taken an oath of office before they start working in the DPCI. So rest assured that they can't betray the oath that they have taken. Thank you very much.
Thank you, General.